Hey there, purple people. Today we're learning ninja moves and how to use Cobra attack drones. And in addition to that, we're going to be doing a full review of the Mezco 112 G.I. Joe Firefly action figure. So without further ado, we got a little bit of box art here. That's right. This is the front of the box, and it's got the classic card back image of Firefly that you may remember from back in the 80s. And let's go ahead and turn it around. On the back of the box, you're going to see some of the things he comes with, which we're going to get into that. We're going to talk more about it because this dude is loaded. And I mean, why wouldn't he be loaded? If you know anything about Firefly, he's Cobra's saboteur. He's a ninja. He's a, absolute badass. As a matter of fact, he's played by the late, great Ray Stevenson in the G.I. Joe Retaliation movie. But yeah, you knew that, right? And Mezco did not hold back with the G.I. Joe Firefly. He's got 10 hands, so if he wants to put them hands on you, he can definitely put those hands on you. He's got a pair of, I'm going to call them the drone release hands, aka the Swedish tickle fight hands. He's got the flat palm hand, get a little bit of that judo chop action. Got weapon holding hands with the extended trigger finger, knife holding hands, and just closed gripped hands, when he wants to throw them punches, right? Because he'd be throwing punches. He's a ninja. Come on, folks, stick with it. You know what we're dealing with here. But our dude Firefly wouldn't be a saboteur and a complete ninja unless he came with an array of accessories. And yeah, he's got a loaded up arsenal, and we'll definitely get into that. And heck, the drone effects themselves are just amazing. So without further ado, let's get into that weaponry and accessories. Obviously, he's got a couple of packs of dynamite. We saw that. Got magazines for both the pistol and for the submachine gun. Got a detonator for the, the grenades, the dynamite, whatever we would call it. Looks like a drone control panel. Multiple knives, multiple grenades, and multiple packs that he can switch out onto the belt and or the backpack front of it, just to make him look like he has even more of a loadout. Not shown here, but he does have a rover, which is, kind of like a little remote control vehicle that he uses for observations and or exploding things. And of course, he's got his drones. And another thing I didn't mention about that rover, the wheels spin. And that was just one of many things that got me excited about this figure. The attention to detail is insane. And just like the rover, the drones can be stored on the backpack, which is, very handy, as well as it has a couple of sockets you could plug in to make them look like they're being launched. He comes with what I would say is probably an H&K MP5, and the stock does slide out, as well as his pistol, his drop leg holster, his suppressor that fits on the submachine gun, detonator attachment that goes for his wrist, and then of course there's the belt down there, which you'll see that when we get to the loadout and rollout for him. In addition to the sheaths that he has that attach for the 3 knives, and on the drop leg holsters and the drop leg attachment, those actually you pull out plugs on the belt and they pop right in. As to the knife sheaths, I don't really know that there's a right or wrong way to do it. Some folks put them on arms, some folks put them on legs, sure toy, play with it the way you like. And as I mentioned earlier, the rover, it drops right in on the backpack. You just lift up this tab, which I already have it up, and drop it right in there as you see. Drop the tab down, holds it in there, and the drones actually clip to the sides. You'll be plugging them in on the side with that tab up, and they actually cover the ports where the wind effect has the drones being deployed. And these are set effects. They just plug right into the top of the book bag there, and then they got a little peg that you plug the drones onto them, which we'll get to that. And let's look at his head sculpts. It comes with 3. He's got one that's, just kind of stoic looking, and he's got a slightly maniacal face, scarred up, probably had some bombs blow up in his face, He's got one that's even angrier, got some menacing eyes. The eyes on this, the detail is just phenomenal. And we can't forget what I am to assume are his night vision goggles. Yeah, it couldn't be Firefly without that, right? And that brings us into Articulation. So I went ahead and got him decked out in all his gear to demonstrate that even with the full load, he's still quite movable. Got the standard leg bend that you would expect, double jointed there. He can hit the T-post without any issues whatsoever. Ab crunch, pretty decent actually. More than I expected considering his loadout, and with the belt in there, bends back as we've come to expect with Mezco's. Got the double jointed arms, legs extend as you would expect them to. The boots, I'm still not Really happy about the ankle pivot. That's, always an area for improvement. And here you go. This is a picture of what he looks like with drones deployed. Just got him kind of hunched down and sinister looking with his drone control pad and his MP5. Doing exactly what I would expect of a ninja saboteur and bombs expert and drone master. But hey, let's go ahead and get into some size comparisons, right? So here we have him against a G.I. Joe Classified, Alley Viper. They stack up, about the same height. Firefly's a little bit taller, a little beefier. I mean, you get what you pay for, right? Don't get me wrong, I like the Classified series, but at this price point, I do expect more, and Mezco delivered. You see him, looking straight ahead. He's just barely taller than him, but again, he's a little beefier and got a lot more going on to him as far as paint apps, detail, and of course soft goods. Next, we have him with the what is that? The Jazz Toys, Chester Cheetah in the purple eBay overcoat that I got because it's Chester Cheetah. Why would I not want to compare him against Firefly? I mean, that makes a lot of sense, right? I'm pretty sure you're all going to do this, I would assume. And so, obviously, the Mezco is going to be taller than him, but Chester comes ahead with all that flavor and the huge head, right? Next, we have him with the Indiana Jones. That's right, we got Old Man Jones. They're about the same height, especially if you're taking the hat for consideration. So respect to you. And we all know I'm random, so I had to throw in a random size comparison. This is the Noble Bear Customs Metal Hearts Chronicle bot, Geno bot, I believe, printed by Anthony Velez and painted by me. Not the best paint job, but hey, I liked him. And yeah, he's bigger than Firefly. I wonder if Firefly could utilize his technology to hack into the bot and control him, and then perhaps bring the fight more to him. And I'm not doing any type of review without bringing and properly introducing the figure to the fam. So there we got Dwarf Van, the wholesome warlock Jordan. Hey, there's Firefly with Chuck Swearingen Purple Heart. We got Richard back there looking like a purple wizard, and of course beautiful Curtis Ackerman, all decked out and carrying his Shooting the Shelf Sent Me brick as printed by Len LaGuardia of Wolf King Customs. Gave Firefly one too, because why not? I mean, let's just take a moment to admire the beauty that is this figure and that is those bricks and purple, right? So given my my final thoughts, my final breakdown, the soft goods are great, the details, the weaponry, the accessories, top notch, exactly what I would expect from Mezco at this point. Some things I would nitpick. I'm still not a fan of the belt system. It can be kind of a pain once you disconnect it to reconnect it. I found that flat nose pliers underneath will certainly make that job easier. And of course, I would love to see them improve on the ankle pivot because it's practically non-existent. But he does get the job done with the existing articulation and going back to just the presentation of it, all the accessories, all the head sculpts, all the weaponry, the effects. This is definitely one you're going to want to add to your collection and be proud to have on the shelves. And hey, while I got your attention, do you know we don't just do the occasional toy review? We also have a live stream every Saturday night at 9 p.m. Eastern on our YouTube channel, the channel you're actually watching right now if you're watching this review still. So tune in, hang out with us, like, subscribe, and we give away toys, folks. So if you like free toys, tune in. If you like shenanigans, tune in. If you like all things that are wholesome and purple, tune in. Look forward to seeing you Saturday, and I appreciate you hanging out.
Purple Gang Gang.